COVID-19 appropriate behavior. Students, there are three things you need to keep in your mind while moving out of your house. Number one, wearing mask. Wearing mask is mandatory and you should not forget to wear a mask when you move out of your house. It's one of the most important preventive measure you can take. Second is maintaining social distancing of 6 feet. When you are going out anywhere, make sure that you are standing away from others from 6 feet. At least 6 feet you are away from the others. Third is hand hygiene. Always carrying a sanitizer with you when you are going out, and after coming back to home, before the entry, just make sure that you have a hand wash outside there. You can wash your hands and then enter inside. So students, these are the three things. If you adapt in your daily life, then there will be no harm to your family and of course to yourself. So I hope that you will follow these and have a good healthy life.
So today we are going to start with lesson number 6, the making of a scientist. Written by So this lesson is about a child, now a renowned scientist. At the age of 22, he became a renowned scientist when he, along with his friend, equally intelligent, just like him, they developed something, they found something really new which was unknown to the world, and that is about cells, the insect cells. Now, Richard E. Bright, there are certain ingredients which are essential in making of a scientist. And the first ingredient is curiosity. This is the first thing that is required to become a scientist. And Richard E. Bright was a very curious child when he was just a kindergarten student. When he was very small, he developed this curiosity and he would collect fossils, he would collect stones, he would collect coins, he would collect fossils, the dead remains of plants and animals. He had a collection habit. He had a collection hobby and he would be collecting different things and bring at home, bring at his own place. His father died when he was in 3rd grade. And thereafter, his mother became his companion. His mother became his friend, and his mother equally motivated him and helped him to learn new things. His mother knew that her child is interested in science. Her child is interested in insects, about learning different things from the surrounding. So she brought him different learning materials from the market. Like the age of 22, he took the world of science by storm by finding about the life of a cell. How his journey after a simple boy, a small little boy, full of curiosity, turning himself to a renowned scientist, how he what are the qualities that are required to become a scientist? You will get to know when you read about him. The Making of a Scientist, written by Robert W. Peterson. Robert W. Peterson was a newspaper writer, an American newspaper writer, but later he became a freelance author. He basically wrote on sports, on scouting, and he died due to lung cancer in the year 2006. We are talking about Robert W. Peterson, the writer of this lesson. Read and find out. There are two questions, and before that there is a great part where the introduction of the lesson is given. Richard E. Bright has received the Searle Scholar Award and the Shelley-Clough Award for Biochemistry and Molecular Biology. It was his fascination for butterflies that opened the world of science to him. And who helped him? His father died when he was very small, and his caretaker was only his mother. His mother encouraged him to learn more and more. Read and find out, how did a book become a turning point in Richard E. Bright's life? How did his mother help him? So when you read this lesson, you will get the answer to these questions given in blue color. At the age of 22, a former Scout of the Year excited the scientific world with a new theory on how cells work. Richard H. E. Bright and his college roommate explained the theory in an article in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Science. So, at the age of 22, he, along with his friend who was equally intelligent, just like him, they did some findings and published an article. Their article was published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Science. And this was the first time when these college students were invited to publish their work. And Richard E. Bright was ready, and he, along with his friend, their work were published in this article in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Science. For Richard E. Bright, it was the first in a long string of achievements in science and other fields, and it all started with butterflies. This was not the achievement that he had at the age of 22, but he had been achieving since he was a child. He had numerous awards, he won many prizes, school level, national level, international level, before finally becoming a world acclaimed person where everybody in the world knew about this genius person. He had won prizes. His learning, his curiosity, everything started when he was a child. Not even he was admitted in a school. He was at home. He started collecting the butterflies when he was a very small child. An only child, E. Bright grew up north of Reading. Reading is a town in Pennsylvania in USA. There wasn't much I could do there, he said. I certainly couldn't play football or baseball with a team of one. But there was one thing I could do, collect things. So there they had this football and this another game. Baseball, very famous game in Pennsylvania in the US. So he says that other children would be after these games, but these games were not made for me. He was much more interested in collecting butterflies. So he did. Beginning in kindergarten, E. Bright collected with the same determination that has marked all his activities. He used to collect a lot of things, not just the butterflies. Since he was a small child, when he was admitted in kindergarten, he started collecting fossils. What are fossils? The remains of plants, dead plants and animals. He collected rocks. He collected coins. He became an eager astronomer too, sometimes star-gazing all night. He was a small child. That curiosity started to develop when he was very small. He started collecting things, the fossils, then these coins that came all the way from different sources to him. then he would become he would engage himself busy all day night, stargazing, looking to the stars in the night, gazing at them, thinking about becoming an astronomer one day. So this child was really full of curiosity. From the first, he had a driving curiosity along with a bright mind. And his mother was really encouraging and motivating. She knew that somehow her child is very curious. He wants to learn. He wants to learn about new things. He's very interested to get to know about new different things. So she started bringing him a lot of stuff from the market, like telescopes, microscopes, cameras, mounting materials, other equipments, just to help him in number of ways. We can easily recognize a child's interest, and especially parents, because you spend most of your time with your parents and your parents know what interests you the most. And his mother, Richard Ibrahim's mother, knew that what her child is interested in. She got to know that Richard is really interested in science. He's really interested to become an astronomer. Like, he's more attracted towards biology, science. So she started bringing him different things just to help him learn even more and better. And when you have these learning materials, when you have these equipments at home, it becomes really more easy and interesting for you to learn things. I was his only companion until he started school. His mother says that she was the only friend. She was the only companion when he started school. And after that, his own mother would be bringing him friends at home so that he could be sociable with his friends. He could talk to his friends with his own peer mates. But at night, we just did things together. Richie was my whole life after his father died when Richie was in 3rd grade. So, when his father died when he was in 3rd class, when he was in 3rd grade. His father died, and after that, Richard's mother's life became Richard himself. She and her son spent almost every evening at the dining room table. If he didn't have things to do, I would found work for him, not physical work but learning things. His mother said he liked it, he wanted to learn. So they would spend a lot of time together after the death of his father. They would be spending a lot of time, and even in the dining table they were never idle. His mother would bring some kind of game or some other materials for him just to make things interesting, just to make him learn more. She was not burdening him. In fact, he himself wanted to learn. He himself was quite interested with whatever different sources of material his mother would bring for him to learn. He would welcome them all and he would start playing with his mother, start learning, because this child was full of excitement, full of passion to learn new things in life. And learn he did. He earned top grades in school. As he was a good learner, his results were always A graded in every subject. On everyday things, he was just like every other kid. By the time he was in the 2nd grade, Ebright had collected 25 species of butterflies